The Genius Act has now passed the Senate, as you know, and is expected to pass the House. I think that'll give regulatory clarity to stablecoins. And we've been embracing stablecoins. We've been enabling people to issue Visa credentials on top of stablecoins. We've been modernizing our own settlement infrastructure with stablecoins. And we have a whole host of innovations that we plan to deploy around the world embracing stablecoins.
That was Visa's CEO Ryan McNerney on the future of stablecoins and its role at Visa. Some see it as a big threat and disruptor to the payment stocks, but my next guest says those worries are overblown and has an outperform on Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal. Joining me now is Mizuho's Dan Dolev. Great to see you again.
Thanks,
I don't want to get into the weeds about stablecoins. I mean, I think the point is if crypto is an ecosystem using all these stablecoins unto itself, then it disintermediates the traditional financial sector. Why do you not think that that is going to be the case?
It's a great question. So Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal are very levered towards the consumer. It's going to be very hard to get the consumer to actually use stablecoins. So where stablecoins are actually very good, it's B2B, corporate payments. Institutional, disrupting the banks, disrupting SWIFT, but not really disrupting the consumer. You're not going to pull out a card and say, hey, here's my stablecoin, I want to buy ice cream.
Although I did see, was there recent legislation to try to say, okay, Bitcoin purchases under some small at $50 or something would be treated differently. I don't know if we'd ever go in that direction, but as of now, it'd be like using bars of gold to buy a coffee.
Exactly. The consumer credit is incredibly sticky. Consumer debit is bare bones pricing. It's a problem looking for or the opposite. It's a solution looking for a problem. But
yeah.
There's really no issue there. It's very cheap.
Can I ask you about the other big thing that's been in the news on this front lately? What's going on with these rewards cards? You know, whether it's $800 for Chase or what have you. Does this come back to the interchange fees that Visa and all the rest of them charge? And can you just explain that relationship?
Sure, you talk about like Sapphire raising pricing, et cetera, or Amex.
Yeah.
So they get about 3% interchange, right?
But they being the card companies.
Chases, they get the vast majority. So the Chases, like the banks, get the vast majority. But in order to lure consumers, they need to raise the rewards. Mm-hmm. So someone has to finance the rewards, and there's this like very intense competition between them and say Amex in order to get the consumer. So they actually have to give you more rewards, but someone has to pay for it, and that's why they're raising pricing on the card.
But does it raise the cost for everybody? Like here's to put it differently, how do we get rid of the 3% fee that's driving everybody crazy? And now all of us are incentivized to pay in cash, and now I've seen merchants who have to say, yeah, we might be charging a little bit more than 3% to make up for the spread. It's all just, I don't remember it being like this 20 years ago.
I agree, and I think it went a little bit too crazy. And now there's like fees in the city when you go. I mean, I hate that too, right? I've been paying cash, and I'm a payments analyst.
Right, exactly.
There's all these like surcharges, et cetera, right? That's a problem that basically the payment industry is kind of like shooting itself in the knee, because if that continues and that drives inflation, there's going to be like regulatory pressure on lowering that. It's a pain, but you know it's a problem right now.
Nothing that would make you bearish in the short term on these stocks.
No, and it's also like a very small part. You know, we live in this like microcosm of like New York City, et cetera. If you go outside the city, if you go to Europe, there's no surcharges. It's a very small universe that we experience.
All right, Dan, thanks for now as always. Appreciate it. Dan Dolev of Mizuho.